knows the Department of Education, and I was just curious how that's going to affect schools in Alabama.
Well, it'll affect the schools in Alabama for sure. Every state it'll affect in a good way. Department of Education in D.C. Budget's about $280 billion. 60, 70, 80% of it is used towards administration, not used towards teachers and education. So let's take that $280 billion and disperse it all over the country, give it to the states, and let us use it the way we want to use it, about education. We're behind. Our education system is broken. This is one part of getting it going in the right direction. I was in education 40 years, and that's some of you that were here that when I ran, that was one of the reasons I ran, because I saw the decline in our education system, K through 12 and higher ed. And so now it's time to get the bureaucrats out of the way and spend the money on the kids.
And any insight on the change to the VA and how that's going to affect us in Alabama?
The change of the VA?
Change inside the VA?
Well, there's going to be a lot of changes. Hopefully there's more money going to the VA in terms of helping our veterans. DOGE is going to be a huge help. We need a system to where we can cut out the fraud. There's so much fraud and theft in the VA, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all the agencies. There's a tremendous amount of fraud. You know, every year that I've been in D.C., we have lost $500 to $600 to $700 billion towards fraud and theft. And so that needs to change. And that's what DOGE is for. And it's going to help the VA tremendously. Hopefully we have more money sent back to the states. Again, just like education, to where we can use it on our veterans.
As a member of the Senate, the DOGE caucus, what is your message to the thousands of employees here at Redstone and their families who are potentially concerned about losing their jobs?
Well, first of all, DOGE is there really not to cut. It's the slow growth to make sure the money's in the right spot. And again, it's just what I talked about. DOGE is about fraud and theft. We have got to make sure that the money is going in the right spots, and that's what Elon Musk is doing. I've got to know him pretty well in the last month or so, and he is adamant that we save our country. Our country we can't continue down this path of all the money going to places that is not supposed to go. And so it's either making sure the money is appropriated in the right spots, we have enough people or less people in position to get the job done, cut back on spending the taxpayers' money in ways that are fraudulent, and just making a better business plan. And the United States of America is a big business, the biggest business in the world. $5 trillion we spend a year, and let's make sure we spend it in the right spots.
And with FBI agents expected to come to Huntsville, I mean, hundreds of them to start, what is the concern about the housing market? Do you think that there's going to be enough housing with the correct funding that people can purchase?
Oh, yeah.
What are any concerns or excitements for it?
We're going to have a housing problem, especially when you have thousands more people coming here. There's a lot of industry that's thinking about coming here. Cash Patel, our new FBI director, has already allocated 500 FBI agents come here. We're looking forward to having 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 more come here. We have room for that. We'll worry about the housing later. Let's just get the people coming here to living in Huntsville. I know a lot of contractors around Huntsville. They're building as fast as they possibly can. But again, it's going to grow here. Huntsville's going to grow a lot of federal money. But it's good to see that people really respect what has happened here in Huntsville.
Do you expect changes to the market size at all, the housing market, or is that just kind of what will happen when they come?
Well, I mean, when people come, it'll grow. I bought a house here last year, and there's houses. There's going to be houses. I don't know whether there's going to be enough, but there will be places for people to live, and we'll continue to grow. You fly into Huntsville, you see all the red dirt where people are planning on building housing projects, and so we're looking forward to that.
Question. Will you be running for governor of Alabama?
As I tell people, I'm either going to be a senator, I'm going to work for President Trump, I could possibly be governor, or I'm going home. I did this to help the people of Alabama. Hadn't thought about it much. Of course, a lot of people are speculating, but you got to remember that's 2 years down the road. We got a lot of work to do in our country. I just hope we have a country and a state left if we don't get things going in the right direction with President Trump. And it goes back to what we talked about earlier, spending money in the right way, not bankrupting our country. And so I'm looking forward to 2 years with President Trump, and we'll let what happens.
Okay, so follow up to that, like the question of would you even be eligible to run for governor has come up. Could you kind of comment on that, on the residency question?
Well, I've been a United States Senator representing the state of Alabama for the last 4 years, with 2 more years remaining. There's no problem with that. We looked at that 6-7 years ago, and it's just people that are probably maybe wanting to run for governor. Hey, if you want to run, go run. Go run on your abilities, not try to trick somebody else. But there's nothing to that.
When it comes to Space Command, of course, bringing headquarters here to Huntsville, originally it was on, then it was off. Now it seems to be back in the mix, potentially bringing it back here to Redstone Arsenal. Bring the headquarters here to Redstone Arsenal. Representative Strong has been pushing it forward really hard in the House. I guess, what's your thoughts on bringing Space Command here?
We've been pushing it real hard. In Alabama and Huntsville, we're used to winning, and when we win, we reap the rewards. Well, we won in 2020. We won the right to have Space Command here, and because of politics, it was taken away. The reason I'm here today, and I just left General Mohan, the AMC general, we talked about a plan. Organization is the key to winning, okay? We want to make sure we're organized when Space Command is sent back to Huntsville. We want to make sure we got everything planned to get ready to go. We don't want to have to adjust for the next 6 months. So we have to have a new Secretary of Air Force. That'll happen in the next 3-4 weeks. Secretary of Air Force makes the decision. President Trump's Secretary of Air Force the first time picked Huntsville. President Biden's Secretary of Air Force picked Huntsville. I would imagine this Secretary of Air Force will pick Huntsville, and we'll get it moved back. Now, that's up to President Trump and this Secretary. So at the end of the day, when that happens, we want to be 100% ready to go. Everything's ready. We've got the land. We've got the process. We've got the organization of what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and it won't take long to get it moving once it's allocated. But that's got to happen.
Okay, one more question.
Before we all freeze.